To ensure the quality and reliability of the over 400 cast parts it supplies to customers, Buffers USA is involved at every stage of product development. Every cast part, from corner castings to twist locks, begins with a Buffers design. A design that incorporates Buffers' in-depth knowledge of how that part must function in real-world use. Once a design is finalized, a prototype part is created and tested to ensure it meets our customer specifications. The development of prototypes and ultimate manufacture of each cast part is a partnership with our Chinese suppliers. Buffers has over 16 years manufacturing experience in China and has developed a network of casting foundries that have met our demanding criteria for quality, reliability, and experience in both resin sand and lost wax casting processes. The first step in the casting process is the creation of the tooling. Our Chinese partners have the necessary experience and skills required to manufacture the tooling. Since most of the raw material used in the casting process is recycled steel, it's very important that the melt is checked and properly balanced with additives to meet the correct chemical composition prior to pouring. Therefore, Buffers only works with experienced foundries that have invested in modern high-capacity electric furnaces operated by very experienced workers. To test the melt, keel blocks are poured up to 3 times for each melt. The keel block is then ground to prepare it for testing with a spectrometer to ensure that the melt meets the specifications for material that is specified by Buffers. These tests will determine if adjustments are needed to the melt, such as adding more alloys or carbon. Once the melt is approved, it's released for the molding line. To make castings for Buffers, our ductile iron foundries must have substantial experience and automated molding lines. This ensures a more even production capacity with more consistent batch uniformity. During the pouring process, keel blocks are poured for each batch. These casting samples are then cut into 3 test specimens. One specimen is tested for hardness. A second undergoes a chemical analysis with a spectrometer. The third specimen is machined into a probe, then subjected to a pull test to determine yield tensile and elongation. Only when these samples meet the required specifications is the batch of rough castings released for heat treatment. This is a very critical operation because it is here that the castings, such as corner castings, twist locks, and other parts, receive the strength and integrity that enable them to perform in demanding real-world conditions. Buffers works only with foundries that have certain demonstrated capabilities, in this case, high-capacity computer-controlled heat treating equipment. After heat treatment, castings are cleaned in a blasting or trumbling process. Before moving on to be machined, each batch is tested again, this time to ensure the material has been properly heat treated. The finished part is cut again and machined into a probe for strength testing. Once the batch is released and machining completed, it receives its final surface treatment. This can be painting, either dip painting or powder coating, galvanizing, zinc plating, or the application of a rust inhibitor. Buffers' involvement in every step of the casting process, from part design to supplier qualification to in-process testing, is your assurance that the cast parts you receive from Buffers USA will meet your needs.